Hey, this is Don Walters coming to you from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Today, we want to talk to you about some more recruitment. And I think the last time I did a video, I talked about recruitment in the sense of what constitutes someone that's good at recruitment or community outreach. Sort of one and the same. Um, One of the things I didn't go over is that one of the key things about doing this process, if you want to do it correctly and build a long-term relationship, and that's education. It's all about education. I mean, I know for a fact there are people that go out there and they pay board and carers large sums of money just to access their place. I mean, I won't say I know for sure, but the evidence is there. But it's not something I'm going to pursue or even get into further. If you want to be one of those, that's fine, but that's short-lived because you're going to be bidding with somebody else. The next person comes out and bid, and plus that, you can get in a lot of trouble for doing that type of stuff. And that's not what we're here about. I'm here to talk about doing things the correct way, the ethical way, and the correct way and ethical way is sales, it's marketing, and something a lot of people don't want to do. They don't want to get out there and beat the pavement and knock on doors and talk to people. And when you talk to people, that's just the start of the process. And then the process is you really have to educate people. Um, so anyway, the next thing I want to talk about in recruitment, I have to talk about what does it take to find the right type of person to do recruitment is how do you find the right type of person for your studies. And I know some studies you can do, especially healthy normal studies, you can throw an advertisement out there and people will see that and people will respond to it. But what about when you're really getting into medical indications, you're getting into mental diagnosis? Are those people watching those ads or listening to those ads? A lot of times the answer to that is no. At least I found it to be no. What if you're doing an Alzheimer's study? How many of those people are watching your ad on TV, or you're doing a memory loss study and they're going to pick up the phone and say, hey, look, I'm interested in your memory loss study. I think you're going to get a very small portion. You have to go out and find those people. And you have to sit down and figure out, where do I find those people? If I'm somebody like that, where do I go? If I have memory loss, where would you find somebody with memory loss? If I have schizophrenia, where would you find somebody with schizophrenia? If I have acid reflux, where would you go to find somebody with acid reflux? Migraine headaches, where would you go to find somebody with migraine headaches? These are the kind of questions you have to ask yourself. And then what you have to do is, once you've figured out where they're at, you have to sit down and devise a plan on how you're going to approach the people, to approach whoever's the gatekeeper, or whoever you need to talk to in order to get to them. If it's a physician, if it's an administrator, how are you going to talk to them? What are you going to say to them? And in order to get the opportunity to get in front of the audience that you need to get in front of, and then, something we'll talk about later, once you get in front of the audience, what are you going to say? You're going to come out and say, well, by the way, we're doing this study and it's called, XYZ, and it's for migraine, and if you're interested, let us know. You might get one or two people who might say, I'm interested. Do they really qualify? Are they anywhere remotely in the ballpark that they're going to qualify? So you really have to do your homework. You have to know what you're going to go in and say even after you get the go ahead to go in. I mean, you got to meet with a doctor. Is a doctor going to put you in front of his clients and let you talk to him and explain to him what you're doing? You can explain it to the doctor, but you still got to explain it to that individual to see if it's something that they want to do, because the doctor can't consent them in that study and just tell them, the doctor can't turn around and say, just go into the study, you need to go. It doesn't work that way. And if it is working that way, again, that's short term, because that person's going to get tired of the doctor telling them what to do, even if they are making some money out of it. You have to know how to approach that market. And then once you get in and you've gotten into that market, and what we refer to as penetrating that market to the right people, to the audience that you need to talk to, then what are you going to say? So that's sort of the next step that you need to look at. Anyway, enough said. This is Don from The Clinical Trials Guru. And again, that website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.